What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, we'll be previewing Petty GMS Motorsports heading into the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series season. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. In 2023, Petty GMS Motorsports will be having some pretty big changes in the organization, including a new owner coming into the organization as he has an ownership stake heading into 2023 that we're going to be talking about later in this episode. And we also have a new driver to be joining the team in 2023 that we'll be talking about as well. But now, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Let's first begin by talking about Erik Jones. Erik Jones will be back in the number 43 car in 2023, and he'll have Dave Ellens as his crew chief once again. He signed a multi-year contract extension with Petty GMS Motorsports. We don't know how long the deal. He is going to be at Petty GMS, but he'll be at Petty GMS Motorsports at least for the next few seasons as a future driver that can really help Petty GMS Motorsports really take that next step going forward. In 2022, Erik Jones had a pretty strong and a really good season as Erik Jones scored a win in the Southern 500, picking up his first win in Furious since Southern 500 in 2019 and getting Petty GMS Motorsports first win as the Petty GMS Motorsports brand, and also the 200th win for the number 43 in NASCAR Cup Series history. The overall goal for Erik Jones heading into 2023 is to continue improving on the performances he had in 2022, where I think had 10 or 11 top 10s last season, which is like double or triple what Ty Dillon did last year at the team. And he, of course, like I said, won a race, had a lot of top 5s and some top 10s last year. His goal in 2023 is to improve and try to make the playoffs in 2023, with which he has enough talent, I think he'll be able to get it done. I think Erik Jones is absolutely going to be a threat in 2023 to make the playoffs. I think he's got a shot to at least for sure get a win. The goal is to be a little more consistent during the middle portion of the year, which I think that they are going to be a lot more consistent organization in 2023. I'm so excited to see what Erik Jones can do. I know that a lot of people thought that was going to be a bad move for him to go to Petty GMS Motorsports with the new additions coming over to Petty GMS Motorsports in 2023. You really do got to be really excited for Erik Jones heading into next season. I think the goal for Erik Jones in 2023 is to try to make the playoffs and make that 43 team really strong. I think he was one of the most underrated drivers in 2022 with all the talent he has. I think that's really going to come into play and play a major factor in trying to help Erik Jones make the run at the championship in 2023. I'm expecting big things from Erik Jones, and I think he'll be a very big threat to go out there and win some races in 2023. The only other full-time driver that they will be having in 2022 is going to be a new addition to the team, as it will not be Ty Dillon. It will be Noah Gragson. Noah Gragson moving up from the NASCAR Xfinity Series, where he drove the 9-car full-time for the last 4 seasons, where he had a very strong year in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, scoring 8 wins in 2022. He'll be jumping up to drive the 42-car full-time in 2023. And while he'll have his crew chief that he had last year in the Xfinity Series, Luke Lambert as his crew chief once again in 2023. Now, while it's not been confirmed yet or not if he will have rookie stripes in 2023, I would anticipate that he will likely have some rookie stripes heading into 2023, so he will be battling for the Rookie of the Year. Now, a big thing for Noah Gragson, he does have some Cup Series experience. I think he ran around 15 to 18 races last year in 2022, driving for College Racing and select races in that number 16 car, and also driving in substitution for Alex Bowman, who sat out due to concussion-like symptoms. The only race he did not run near the end of the season was when he did not drive the 48 car at Phoenix, or the 16 when Allmendinger drove the 16. Noah Gragson is a driver that a lot of people have high priorities on. He's a driver that I think a lot of people are looking at as a driver that they think can really take that next major and the next big step heading into 2023. Because Noah Gragson, in my opinion, he did have a couple really strong races with College Racing in 2022. I remember back in Michigan, especially, where he had top 5 pace and speed. I think he almost crashed out, if I'm not mistaken, and didn't get the greatest finish. But I remember that 16 car being a threat and being up there as a contender in that race. And I think he will be a contender at points. Now, I'm not expecting Noah Gragson to perform at the same level as Erik Jones, because I think Erik Jones right now is a better driver. But one thing that Noah Gragson is going to be bringing in 2023 is he's going to be bringing that Cup experience and bringing that veteran presence, some of the little bit of veteran presence. And I also think what he's going to be bringing as well in 2023 is he's going to bring a fantastic personality. Noah Gragson is a very talented driver, but has a fantastic personality. when you look at his wins in the NASCAR Xfinity Series every time he celebrates. And we can see him do that. Now, while I'm not expecting Noah Gragson to go out there and win a race in 2023, I just don't think that he's going to be able to go out there and do that in 2023. But I think he will be an outside contender for the playoffs. I know it sounds crazy considering the 42 car finish, I think 29th in the points with Ty Dillon, but I think that Noah Gragson is a much better driver than Ty Dillon. So I think that in 2023, I think he's really going to step up that performance and really help this team out. And I think he'll do really good to make that 42 car more competitive. I'm excited to see what he can do. He's going to get a lot of experience, and I think it's really going to help Noah Gragson out. And he's got a great crew chief to work with. Luke Lambert, I think, is a very, very good and a fantastic crew chief to have. Was announced a few weeks ago that he was going to be the crew chief for Noah. I was extremely excited to see this. So I cannot wait to see what Noah is going to be able to do. And I think long-term in the next year especially, I think Noah Gragson will become a contender in many, many ways. We've talked about the full-time drivers. We're going to talk about someone who's going to be part-time, who's joined the organization in 2023, and that is Jimmie Johnson. Now, Jimmie Johnson is going to be a co-owner of the organization. It was announced about a week or two ago that Jimmie Johnson will buy an ownership stake into Petty GMS Motorsports and will be a co-owner of the team. Now, Jimmie Johnson is planning to run around 8 to 10 Cup Series races in the 2023 season. Now, there's been a lot of questions about the rest of the details revolving around Jimmie Johnson when it comes to what his number is going to be in 2023, among other things, because we don't know what the number is going to be. There have been some rumblings and rumors that they were maybe thinking about trying to maybe get a different number, trying to get the 48 from Hendrick Motorsports, but I don't see them using the number 48 car for Hendrick Motorsports in 2023. I think what they're going to end up doing is using the number 44 since it's been associated with the Petty GMS brand and with the Petty brand as well. You also think about this. What other numbers could they use? I think the 44 number since it's been associated with that brand. Also, we don't know what sponsor Jimmie Johnson is going to have, but I would think Carvana, if they do jump up because they've been associate sponsor with him, maybe Alley jumps over, who knows. But I think it'll be Carvana who will sponsor him in 2023 as well. Like I said, though, Jimmie Johnson is going to run a select few races in 2023, as he will be running, including in the Daytona 500. Now, like I said, the plan for them is to run 8 to 10 races in 2023. Jimmie Johnson will have to qualify his way into Daytona 500, which I think will be very doable, especially if they got the same pace and speed they had at Talladega, especially with Eric Jones. I think Jimmie Johnson is going to have a very strong chance and a really strong possibility to qualify his way easily into the Daytona 500. And of course, he is a two-time Daytona 500 winner. He won in 2006 and 2013. There's going to be a lot of competitive cars, though. There's rumors of Julio Castroneves attempting the Daytona 500. There's talk about that. There's Zane Smith, of course, will be running 5 to 6 Cup Series starts in 2023. He'll be running that. And Austin Hill will also be attempting to qualify in the Daytona 500 as well. Jimmie Johnson, well, I don't think he's going to be extremely insanely competitive because he just hasn't been in a Cup car in 2 or 3 seasons. I think Jimmie Johnson will still be a very solid contender in certain races, but I don't expect him to set the world on fire. But with them going back to a car that has more horsepower, I think that's really going to benefit a driver like Jimmie Johnson heading into 2023. And it's also very exciting that he will be a co-owner of this organization as well. I think things are looking really up for this team. And again, I'm so excited to see Jimmie Johnson coming back and racing in NASCAR in 2023 because he's talked about and played with it that he wanted to come back. And now in 2023, he'll be coming back to drive and be a co-owner of the team, but also drive. And I think he'll be a great coach and someone that can evaluate the team as well and be a great coach. And of course, he gets to join with Richard Petty as well, one of the other greatest NASCAR drivers of all time. I consider the second greatest ever. The 2 greatest drivers, in my opinion, are working together, and you have a really good duo combination. So I'm excited to see what Jimmie Johnson is going to do in 2023, and I cannot wait for things going forward. When I overall look at Petty GMS heading into 2023, I feel like that they are the next big Chevy team, and really the next big team that I think is really going to have that big jump. Very similar to Trackhouse in 2022, where they had kind of a little bit of a struggle in 2021 with Daniel Suarez, but in 2022, Trackhouse Racing was so quick as an organization. Daniel Suarez got a win at Sonoma, and then, of course, Ross Chastain got 2 wins, had an incredible Hail Melon move, and also made it the Championship 4 and finished second in the championship of the 4 championship drivers. Of course, Ross finished third in the race as Ryan Blaney finished second. But I think that Petty GMS Motorsports is the next team that I think is going to make that next big jump. Now, I'm not expecting Petty GMS Motorsports to be like the championship threats. I think you're still going to have teams next year like your Hendrick Motorsports, like your Trackhouses, like your Joe Gibbs, like your Team Penske's, that I think are still going to be better, and even RCR, which I think is still going to be better in 2023. But when I look at this team as a whole, I think they're going to be heading toward a right direction. They're making the right moves, and I think that this would be the first time the 43 has been really competitive since probably 2011, 2012, because the 43 car hasn't been as competitive, and I think Noah Gragson is really going to make that 42 car a much better car. At the end of the day, though, when I look at this team, I am so excited to see where this team is headed. I think these teams and Petty GMS in general, they're really headed toward a fantastic and a bright future heading into 2023, and I cannot wait to see what this team has in store. There's a lot of big changes coming to Petty GMS, and I think there's a lot of great things that are in store for the Petty GMS brand in 2023. I think they could win a couple races next year. Wouldn't surprise me if Noah Gragson wins. I don't see him winning, but I could see him winning. And Eric Jones, I think, could get a win or 2 wins in 2023. A lot of great things in store for Petty GMS Motorsports, and I'm looking forward to see what Petty GMS Motorsports has in store heading into 2023. So, that is near today's team preview for Petty GMS Motorsports heading into 2023. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, notifications on, to be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links are below over that, and comment your thoughts on today's video. What are your expectations for Petty GMS heading into 2023? Do you think they're going to improve for 2022 or not? Let me know in the comments below. Tomorrow on my channel, we should have a NASCAR news video. We'll catch up on all the NASCAR news over basically the last week, since we haven't really had a NASCAR news video since Friday. We got a lot of news to catch up on, and that'll be dropping on Wednesday. Thursday, we will have another video that'll be dropping on this channel, and it should be another team preview. Not sure which team preview it will be. It will either be RCR 2311 Racing. And that winners predictions video for 2023, that video should be coming sometime in the next couple of weeks. We're waiting for some confirmations on the silly season stuff. We got that coming very, very soon. So anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for some more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.